Welcome, today I will tell you about how I mastered a linear perspective and the cube. But first thing first, linear perspective is one of the key principles of drawing that adds depth and realism. Imagine a street with tall buildings. All the lines that go to depth seem to converge at one point on the horizon. This is called a vanishing point, and it is always at your eye level. The horizon line is exactly where this point is located. To create such a perspective, first draw a horizon line and mark the vanishing point. Then draw auxiliary lines from this point. All the objects you draw, building, rows, windows, should taper to this point. Now let's talk about the cube and look at two examples, a photo of a Rubik cube and my work. In both cases we use three vanishing points, where the line is covered to convey volume and depth. In the examples of the Rubik cube, notice how the top, bottom and the sidelines point to different points in space. This creates the illusion of volume and allows the viewer to feel its three-dimensionality. Even in simple shapes like the cube, perspective makes the image come alive and dynamics. Now let's look at my work. Here I also use the three vanishing points, but in a more creative way. This allows me to convey the scale of the object and make it more realistic. But building perspective correctly in your work, it's easy to feel the space and understand how the object interacts with its surroundings. Using three vanishing points may seem complicated, but it's opened huge potential in your work. Next, I decided to try to create a cube using a ruler, taking into account three vanishing points. It was a great way to understand how perspective works in practice. I first imagined 3 points, 2 on the sides and 1 on the bottom. Each line of the cube is directed to one of these points. Since this, the construct looks correct and the shape is three-dimensional. This approach is very useful for training the eye and understanding how lines interact in space. If you are just starting out, I recommend trying something like this, if it really helps to master perspective. Here, I started with a simple cube and tried to extend the perspective lines to better understand how they work. This helps to improve the accuracy of the construction and develop spatial vision, which is very important when drawing three-dimensional objects. And then, to improve my skills, I decided to complicate the task. I used the two vanishing points to create volume and depth. The basic of this construction was simple cubes, which I combined and changed to get an interesting architecture form. Thanks to this approach, you can easily experiment with design and create complex building from simple geometric shapes. So, today we went over the basic of perspective and how cubes help build more complex shapes. I showed you examples for real objects and my own work to better explain the principles of 3 points perspective. I hope this was helpful. If you are interested in how I will further develop my skills in digital drawing, subscribe to the channel and leave your questions in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.